Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin still around the 30k mark. It just won't move. It just won't move a lot. And we're going to take a look at the Elliott Wave count in more detail. Pretty much generally at the moment, only sideways movement in the crypto market. Yeah, a lot of sideways movement and a lot of cryptos just waiting for Bitcoin to make a move. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart here, the short term. Yeah, looking at the 1 hour chart. And what I do expect here is that we are in this triangle, or probably already completed actually this triangle. That is my primary expectation. This triangle is an ABCDE triangle. I showed you yesterday what that means in the Ethereum video. So anybody who would like to know a little bit more about an ABCDE triangle, check out the Ethereum video from yesterday. Yeah, it just is basically a normal triangle. Yeah, but the way you count it is just referred to as Elliott Wave triangle. So this is for me a symmetrical triangle here. The way you can count that, especially with the wick only coming down here, so you can draw that line here that way. Yes, you could also draw it as a descending triangle. In the end, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference to the wave count here. So based on that, you would assume that the wave, the next wave breaks out of the triangle to the downside, because the wave E is up here, and you would always expect the wave to break out, or the price to break out of the triangle to the opposite side of the wave E. Now this entire structure will be invalidated, which means I have to revise it above $30,725 and also 30,600 and just double check 30,630. So ideally the price stays below that. These are two important invalidation points, and depending on which one is broken, I will need to revise some of this or all of this. We are now coming down here, in my opinion, after that wave A is complete, in an impulsive move down. Now someone asked me what means impulsive. Impulsive means only that it goes into the direction of the higher level trend, which means if we are going down impulsively, it means we should see a lower low compared to the low here back in May, on the 12th of May. So impulsively does not necessarily mean it has to be fast, even though it usually means that. It just means the wave structure is made of a 5-wave move. So impulsive means we see here a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next wave down should be a wave 3. We could already be in the wave 3 here. That is actually my primary expectation, that we already completed here the wave 1 to the downside, the wave 2 to the upside, making a lower high. The next wave logically would then need to be a wave 3 to the downside, and that will make a lower low compared here to the wave 1, which came down to 28.6k. So the wave 3, as I said in the last video already, should come down, I think, somewhere into, or let's just take a look at that now. The wave 3, from how we can see it at the moment, should come down all the way to around about 26.9k. That is where we would want the wave 3 to go to. And then you see a wave 4 to the upside and a wave 5 down, and that would then complete that overall downtrend here, ideally. And if I say the wave 3 should come down to that level, this is the minimum. It needs to come down to at least 26.9k roughly, okay? But the problem is that we haven't really seen yet that 5-wave move down. So we have seen a wave 1 down, we have seen a wave 2 up, and we would now need to see a wave 3 down, breaking the 28.6k level. At the minimum, to get a bit of confirmation that this is started, we will need to move below here this 29,060 level, this one that I highlighted on the chart here, with this horizontal line. So we want to make it below that swing low here, and then ideally below 28.6k. That is a necessity to really confirm that that downtrend here has already started, and that we're not still in sideways movement here. The lack of a 5-wave move down now makes me think, have we seen that wave 2 top already, or will it go a bit higher? So I personally at this stage wouldn't rule out that the wave 2 will go higher. And what would be a logical resistance level for that wave 2? Let's just take a look. here. I think I mentioned it before, the 30.4k level. So first of all, 30.2, so we pretty much touched that yesterday, saw a strong reaction, made me think, right, I think the wave 2 is complete with a high likelihood, because we saw a strong reaction to an ideal retracement level of the 30.2k level. So it could go a little bit higher, all the way to the 88.7% fib level at 30.4k. That might happen today. If it breaks above the 30.2k level, next resistance would be 30.4. But ideally we want the price to go down now, right? Because there isn't much more space on the upside anyway, until it will invalidate this pattern at 30.6k. So 30.4 would still be some kind of an ideal target for a wave 2, but from then on, at the latest, it should really start to move down. If not, probably have to revise here this wave count, because it will be invalidated otherwise. So from here then, as I said, primarily still expect downside, maybe here short term a little bit upside if the wave 2 isn't complete, but that would overall just be a lower high before we then would come down. That is my primary expectation here. And as I said, only if we break above 30,725, this whole pattern would need to be revised. That would be the invalidation point I'm looking at. And in any alternative pattern, I wouldn't consider that bullish. I would just consider then this higher degree wave 4 to be not yet complete, and that will be completed somewhere up here. It could still go higher, but I think it would be good if after this triangle and after this 1-2, the downtrend is now continuing. I think we've seen enough of sideways movement generally. And overall, you can see that here on the daily chart as well, how we're actually getting closer into an apex. I think here on the daily chart, you can actually draw the triangle a little bit clearer. Here appears a different triangle on the daily, and that shows you that we're getting closer and closer here into the apex of this triangle. Okay, and based on this triangle, we maybe have 1 or 2 more days of movement before we really reach that apex. And typically when you have really that kind of a sideways movement, that kind of a triangle shape, then what you usually do, you see the volume decrease, and we can see that on the chart here, a strong decline in volume. And as soon as you break out, there should be quite a significant move in one of these directions, depending on into which direction that price breaks out. As I said, primarily I would expect a downtrend, and also I haven't yet seen any bullish evidence that the downtrend generally could be over. So my primary expectation is that the price is going to go down further. So that should make it quite clear. And then looking at the bigger picture here, as I said before, in this, based on this smaller degree wave count, lower degree wave count, I would expect one more lower low. Generally, before we will finally complete this overall correction, and only then Bitcoin can move back into a new uptrend, into a longer term uptrend, into a sustainable uptrend. But to do that, we first need to finish this correction off, and I believe there needs to be another lower low, unless we can really see some evidence in the chart, and I don't see that yet. And that would need to be either a more significant price increase, an impulsive move to the upside, which means a 5-wave move, and we would need to be above 40k, I think, or 40.8k was, I think, the price that I mentioned, above which I would consider that a lot of downward pressure will be gone. So we would need to wait here for confirmation. And someone also asked me, what do you consider important in terms of the indicators? So I mentioned before, I want to see here on the 4-day chart to get an understanding that the overall correction is finished. We want to see some sort of bullish momentum here on the indicators, especially the 4-day charts. We want to see bullish divergences on the MACD, on the RSI, and we want to see the ADX ideally turn bullish as well. Now, all of that isn't happening yet. So, we'll see. We want to turn, there could be here bullish divergence forming on the MACD on the 4-day chart, but we would then need to see the price also forming an impulsive move to the upside, which is not doing yet. Okay, that is my view about Bitcoin. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.